Howdy, y'all, and welcome back to Cup of Cheer on the third Sunday of Advent. Yes, I use the American Sign Language version of 3 because that's what I'm used to now. I don't have a song for you today, but I just wanted to share my heart with you about something that is very special to me. My dear, dear, dear friend just had her baby today, and I was sitting in church and thinking about how this past week my whole family has been on baby watch. We have been in eager anticipation of this day for the last week. And honestly, it was like we were on pins and needles wondering, when is it going to happen? Her due date was yesterday, but still there were signs that it was going to happen any moment. And it made me really stop and think while I was sitting in church getting news that she was headed to the hospital to deliver. And I thought about how that must have felt a little bit back when Christ was born. You see, there's nothing really predictable about welcoming a baby into the world. I mean, there are certain predictabilities about how long the baby, needs to develop, and some predictabilities of how labor should go, but the exact time and date and how easy delivery is going to be is never exactly promised. And that can be so much emotion attached to just the waiting. And I sat there wondering about how much we were anticipating, nervously excited, but also prayerfully concerned for my dear friend and how labor would go, and what it must have felt like for Mary and Joseph. Now, my friend lives near a hospital, has doctors, and she was able to talk to them through this. Mary didn't have that. Mary was expecting a babe, and she didn't have a team of physicians. She didn't have a hospital to go to. She didn't even have family to call and, be by her side during this time. She was traveling for the census, probably on a donkey or perhaps a cart led by a donkey, most likely, given the time period and how people traveled during those days. When she got to the town, there was no room for them, except in a stable, filled with animals and remnants of animals, and probably hay and other things that would not be exactly sterile for a delivery of a babe. Did she know that she was going to go into labor and have Christ in this environment? Was it a little bit earlier than they expected? A little bit later? I don't know. But could you imagine? I mean, I can't. I'm sitting here waiting for news about my dear friend and the birth of her son, and thinking about Mary and the birth of her son. And it was mind-blowing to me. And I was sitting in church, and all at once, when I heard that she was going to the hospital to deliver, I wanted to cheer out loud in the midst of the sermon. And then I started just crying at this picture of my joy over my friend finally getting to meet her son in person, and thinking about Christ's birth, and it all coming together in just this amazing juxtaposition. I know it must be really hard to be a December baby, but I also am so grateful for December babies because they do give us a glimpse into the humanity of Christ's birth. and how amazingly special and real it all is. I think growing up, we did all the Christmas plays and it all looked so fancy and beautiful. And I mean, we knew it was in a stable. We knew that, Christ was put in basically a food trough. But when you get that kind of reality hit, it's something so much deeper. Getting to actually see and touch live donkeys and goats and mules and sheep the other day, and then to be in anxious anticipation of my dear friend's birth of her son, and think about those colliding, it's just mind-blowing. To think of God coming in that form, in that way. Only to actually give his life for us when he became an adult, for our salvation. It's hard not to be emotional about that for me. And I'm so grateful for these little glimpses. And I wanted to share that with you today. Thank you for watching. I don't have a great ending again, but I appreciate your tuning in. And I pray that you are having a blessed Advent and Christmas season. From me and mine to you and yours, a very Merry Christmas and a cup of good cheer.